My dad and I are going to build a team using only one player from each Premier League club. However, we can't just pick any player, because we can only select a player for our team if a £50 million bid is accepted by their parent club. And whatever team we do select, we can only take one player out of that team to keep, and the rest are to be released. And then my dad and I are going to build a tactic and simulate the season to see whose team does better. And we are going to be the 10th and 11th best club or predicted club in the league. But of course, we only get one player to keep from those teams each. So with me being in Wolves, Dad, straight away, I've decided to keep Pablo Sarabia. He was just under that £50 million mark. However, I am losing a lot of my first team players. So Pablo Sarabia is the one player I can select. And Dad, you have decided to keep James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
Again, luckily for you, just underneath that £50 million. But the catch is, we can also take a player from each other's squad, because we're taking it, of course, from every other Premier League side that has to be under £50 million. So with me being at Wolves and going to the Premier League and seeing your West Ham team, I get to select another player that isn't James Ward-Prowse for less than £50 million. And I think I'm going to go for Edson Alvarez, who is a very good centre defence midfield or centre-back. £48 million is his highest value, so he comes under that £50 million. So he joins my club. Now, Dad, for your West Ham team, who out of my Wolves side are you selecting as the player you want to snatch?
I'm going to go for He Chang.
He Chang.
Yeah.
Hwang Hee Chang is now a West Ham player.
Plays in three sort of positions that I'm looking to play, so it might not be a first team, but he'll be definitely my team.
Okay, there we go. But now it's the sad part. We've got to go through the rest of the club and terminate the contract of every other player that we haven't selected or pinch from the other side. And so Dad's team is left with Hwang Hee Chan and James Ward-Prowse, whereas my Wolves side is left with just Edson Alvarez and Pablo Sarabia. So now we've got to select a player from every other Premier League side. I think if we start off looking at the season preview, obviously now we're down the bottom, I think we go top, bottom.
Yeah, it's fine.
And we take in turns who goes first.
Yeah, that's
so
fair enough.
I'm going to allow you to go first. Do you want to start at the top or start down the bottom?
Bottom.
Start at the bottom. That's a stupid decision.
Oh, no.
I'll take your answer. I'll take that as your first answer. What a terrible decision. I get first pick at Man City's squad. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a Man City player under 50 million though, isn't it?
It is, but I get first pick. So, all right. Everton, who's going to be your first pick?
Calvert-Lewin is my first one. I'll put a bid in for 50 million for him.
Okay, so
Hopefully
if you
I'll
get him for 50 million, or they accept for 50 million, you get him.
Oh, yes.
You do. Oh, I was really banking on him not being available for that.
That's helped me.
But that's your first signing. Okay, my pick for Wolves. I was toying between either Pickford or Beto. I think Pickford obviously is one of the best goalkeepers that I could potentially get. But Beto I can't pass up on. I think I need that really good striker.
If I put money on that, I'd have won.
Yeah, £50 million easily they're going to accept.
Yeah.
Beto is a Wolves player. Which means I get first dibs on Manchester City. And I am going to try... It's annoying, really, that Mateus Nunes just moved. You could go for him, but no. I'm going to go for Nathan Ake as the player that I want from Manchester City. So, as long as they accept, they do. He is now a Wolves player.
I think it's got to be a try again. Mateo Kovacic in midfield.
If they accept £50 million, they don't. So you can't have him. He was cost too much.
Julian Alvarez then.
Julian Alvarez. Which they should, because he is above.
No!
They don't accept Julian Alvarez. Alright.
Well, let's try. I'm going to try Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish.
I don't think they will.
Scrambling here. Scrambling around. Nope. £50 million rejected.
They're not giving anybody away.
They don't need to.
No.
So your options really are Akanji at centre-back.
Yeah.
Who's good with both feet, to be fair. Sergio Gomez. Stefan Ortega.
No, I think it's going to be Akanji.
Akanji,
yeah.
Okay. Will they accept £50 million?
Time, shouldn't they?
They do.
I think that's a good buy.
Manuel Akanji, yeah, only your 4th pick. Manuel Akanji's now a West Ham player. Luton Town, Dad.
Yeah.
Who's your player?
I think it's obvious one is top of the page, Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley. Now, can you get him? Because he has just moved. As long as they accept, you get him. They do. Okay, we're not worried about anything else. You get Ross Barkley.
Right.
I'm going to go with a trusted Thomas Kaminsky pick. He's a very good goalkeeper. And to be honest, I think I could get a better goalkeeper. But as a backup, he isn't bad. Because that's what you got to think of. You need to have 2. Now, I wonder with Liverpool whether we'll have the same trouble as what you had at Manchester City, where they just won't accept it. I'm going to try and go for Diogo Jota. Or Jota. If they don't accept £50 million, they don't. Okay. So now the options start to dwindle down a little bit. Joe Gomez would have been my second choice. Very good defender. £50 million for Joe Gomez. He's valued at 51. They don't accept either. So Kostas Tsimikas, who I think is an incredible left back. £48 million. They accept 50. So that's my pick.
Yeah. It's an hard one, this one, but I'm going to go for another centre-back, Joe Matip.
Okay.
If I can get him in, that'd be 2 centre-backs sorted out.
Yeah, I think you only got really 2 choices. Endo, who's quite good, or Joe Matip. So as long as they accept 50 million, which they definitely should, then you've got Joe Matip in your side.
I think one player here just stands out quite a lot for me is the striker, Cameron Archer. I think I've got to give him a chance. A good finish in 16.
I think he would have been my first pick as well. £50 million is accepted. All right, so my second choice is probably going to be Gustavo Hamer. Only just moved to the club, but they should accept £50 million. They do, to make him a Wolves player. Newcastle next. I'm going to try Joelinton. He's valued in between it. I don't think they'll accept 50. I'm having Joelinton then.
That was my pick.
That is a good pick. I can't believe they accepted £50 million when he goes up to 64 valuation. But I'll take it.
I'm struggling with this one, so I'm going to go for my reserve keeper, mate. Pope's not available, so I'll go for the next one.
Yeah, Pope's not for sale. Trippier was your other pick.
And then I was looking at Callum Wilson. He's not for sale, so Karius, I'm going to go for him.
Karius instead, who we all know should be accepted for £50 million. They're going to be like, what?
Well, I'm going to go for a striker here. He got good finishing, so Wani I'm going to go for.
Okay. He is decent.
Yeah.
He's not bad. £23 million value, so it should easily be another pickup for West Ham. Yeah, this Forest team kind of sucks, really.
Yeah, it's quite hard, isn't it?
I think I'm going to try Hudson-Odoi, but I don't think they'll accept it. Oh, they do accept it. That's twice that's happened.
For you.
Hudson-Odoi is coming to the club. Alright, Arsenal's next. It's tricky for £50 million, Arsenal. They've got some that's just on the cusp. I'm going to try Tomiyasu. I don't know whether they'll accept it because his value is just higher. They do. Tomiyasu! The luck is on my side. A right back, you can also play centre back or left back, is joining my club.
I think I was lucky there because I only wanted one player of the Arsenal team.
But it's Ramsdale.
And it is Ramsdale.
I knew it. I knew it. Knew it would be Rambo. £50 million accepted for West Ham.
I was praying you weren't going to go for him. Right, I'm going to go for a right back come centre back, Jordan Bayer.
Alright, Burnley's pick, Jordan Bayer for West Ham. Should be a nice, easy one. Burnley is very hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is,
to pick. Okay, I think what I'm going to have to do is maybe go for Wilson Odebear. He's only 18, but he plays naturally on both wings. So it just gives me more of an option either side there. And they do accept it. Okay, so he is now a Wolves player. Manchester United next. We'll probably both be fighting over Harry Maguire or Scott McTominay, I'd imagine. But I need a right back. So unfortunately for those two, it's either going to be Diogo Dalot or Wan-Bissaka. And I am going to go for Wan-Bissaka, I think, and see if I can get him for £50 million should they accept, and they do.
That would have been my choice.
Oh, that was a good pick for Wolves.
Well, you pinched the right back that I was really wanted, but I haven't got a left back yet, so obvious choice for me, Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw, good left back as well. He's absolutely incredible. So I probably would have gone for him if I didn't have Simicast, if I'm honest.
Got him, yes.
£50 million. Good pickup, Dad.
Yes. I'm going to go for Max Aarons.
Right back.
Yes.
You need a right back after I pinched the last one that you were going to go for. £50 million at Bournemouth. Yes, you got it.
Happy with that.
So at this point, Dad, you've got 13 players.
Yeah.
You've got a couple on the bench already. The carriers. You've got both goalkeepers.
Yep.
You've got a backup centre-back and right-back and a backup striker. And it kind of looks like you're going for a 3 up top if you're going off of what you picked so far.
To be honest, with the strikers that I've got, they are all good finishers. So, yeah, I'm going to go for the 3 up front and then the 3 in the midfield. 2 really good midfielders in there, especially Ward-Prowse. I think he's a very good supplier of the.
You've got the deadly combination of
that's the thing, in it. Free kicks outside and anything like that. He's the man, isn't he? So,
and a guy who can attack a ball in Calvert-Lewin. So that's going to be quite good.
Yeah.
I'm yet to decide what style I'm going to go for, really. I mean, I've picked a good enough squad that I think I can possibly rotate into different scenarios. But I've got an 11 if I need it to be already. I think I just need a better centre-back. That's one, a right-sided centre-back. I didn't realise I've gone for Wan-Bissaka and Tomiyasu, but obviously Tomiyasu can play both. So we are going across a whole season here, so that's going to be what I've got to think about. I think the next big player I'm going to go for is a striker, and because we're at Bournemouth, it does make sense to go for their top scorer in Dominic Solanke, because there's not a lot of other options either.
No. Really.
So Dominic Solanke, who is decent on the game, really, and I can get for £50 million. Even if he turns out to be a backup, it's a very bloody good backup.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So that's who I'm going to select. It's Chelsea next, and a lot of their players are extremely high valued.
Yeah.
Until you go really far down, and Thiago Silva is there. I can't believe you chose to go first in the bottom end. Because that is an obvious choice. Thiago Silva in the club.
Right, it's going to be Chalobah for me, I think. We're the only decent player I think is left out of all that.
Yeah, I mean, he does have an injury, but we are getting rid of all injuries to start the season. So, yeah, you can have Chalobah there, which should be accepted for West Ham's £50 million. There we go. Sometimes they might ask for more because you're a rival club, but they're like, yeah, you can take Chalobah for £50 million.
Well, I'm reserved left back. I think I'm going to go for Calvin Bassey.
It's a good option, actually, because he plays naturally in 2 positions.
So that's my left-sided player for defence, I think.
Yeah, that is a good pick. £50 million is accepted as well, so he can go to your club. Okay, I think I'm going to go for a winger. There's 2 that stand out. Obviously, Harry Wilson cuts in on his left, but I've got Sarabia for that. So to give me a different option, Adama Traore. Yeah, absolutely. So £50 million for him and all his baby oil. God, it's Tottenham time.
Yeah.
I think we've both been waiting for this one to come up.
We have, yeah.
Richarlison. Yeah?
No.
Didn't think so either.
No. I'm
going to go for Yves Bissouma.
Oh, yes.
Is that who you were going to go for?
Yeah, I was.
How much are you regretting going second now? They do accept it as well. Come on.
My theory was, really, it was with the better teams, there's always 1 or 2, maybe 4 or 5 players you can get. With the smaller, weaker teams, there's only 1 player that really stands out. That was my theory. But
the price is what you needed to think about. Not that, because now Yves Bissouma can join my club. We're looking very good. I've decided to go for possibly 2 up top, so maybe I need another striker. I've got already a good backup defender who can play across all 3, a good backup midfielder, so I don't have to worry about that, and a couple of good wingers. I definitely need maybe another goalkeeper and another defender, and I could be all good. Dad, who are you picking from the Spurs team?
There's a couple that I'm imming and amming about, but I need strength in midfield. There's a player in there who always never lets you down.
But it is
Højbjerg.
Yeah, had to be.
Yes.
As soon as I looked at your team then, I just knew you had to go for Højbjerg.
Yeah.
That's the obvious choice because you're lacking the midfield option that he brings to you.
That's right.
So, yeah, good pickup. Crystal Palace, Dad.
Yes, it was like you said, there was a few players that we could have gone for. I'm going to go for Eze on this one. I think strengthen my midfielder a little bit more, but he's an attacking midfielder. Could be just in case I change formation.
Okay, you're playing 3 across midfield, so it's not a bad idea getting another one in. And it is accepted, so that is a very good pickup to go to West Ham. Okay, I need a goalkeeper, striker, or centre-back, really. Goalkeeper Dean Henderson isn't a bad choice. But if I can get Mark Guehi for 50, just in case, no. Okay, so I can't get him. Do I now try and go for Anderson? Because he's a decent centre-back, let's be honest. But do I really need him? Is that a waste? And instead, do I just make sure I've got a good enough goalkeeper, because the last couple of clubs might not have a goalkeeper? Dean Henderson, I think I'm going to. Dean Henderson's going to be the goalkeeper I pick up for Wolves. Aston Villa is next. Now, this could be a hard one being Wolves, because they might not accept anything, even if it's the value.
I can't see it.
Because I'm going to test whether I should have waited out for Martinez for £50 million.
No.
So,
I
yeah.
thought we'd have got
You
him.
might be alright if you went for him because you're West Ham.
Right.
But me being Wolves, who's
We'll
rival
try
to
it,
West
shall we? Just to see if that does happen.
So, I need another striker. I'm going to try and go for Ollie
That's a bargain if
Watkins,
you get him for that price.
who is 34 million, but £50 million they don't accept.
Oh!
So the rivalry definitely comes into play here.
I didn't think that would, you know.
Yeah, I found that out on the last one. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle. So I need a centre-back striker. Do I try and go for Diego Carlos? Or is that just silly?
Are they going to say no to everything for you?
I know, that might be the trouble that I'll have here. So I'm kind of stuck in a way. Who do I go for? Alright, let's try Diego Carlos. It might be flunked. No.
Well, they don't like you, do they?
Well, I don't blame them, obviously. But I'm now really stuck. So, Buendia? Even though I've already got two right midfielders, I can't go for a Buendia. I've got two right midfielders already. Leon Bailey plays on both. They ain't going to accept £50 million for Leon Bailey. No. Oh, this is going to be so annoying. Okay. Konsa, I'll try another centre-back. I'll go for the whole team here and then I can have anybody.
I can't believe this.
Courtney House. Might have to be Courtney House. Or Callum Chambers is not a bad pick. I'm just going to have to get it over and done with.
They've robbed you. Robbed you.
Callum Chambers. Dad, who are you going to pick from Aston Villa?
Well, I'm going to try it. Just to see if it does happen. Let's go for the goalkeeper.
Right,
I know I don't need him.
happens.
And see if he does accept 50
right, just
million.
to see if they do accept. So they would.
Oh, do you know, that really surprises me. I didn't think that was in the game.
Right, okay.
Well, that's good though. I like to hear that because in real life that would happen.
Yeah, they would more from the rivalries, absolutely.
Right, I'm going to go for, as much as I really want to go for Ollie, do I need another striker? No, I don't. So, just in case I want to change my formation, I'm going to go for Bailey.
Okay,
as
Leon
another
Bailey.
winger.
Yeah, happy with that?
Yeah.
Which it should get quite easy.
Yeah.
Accepted. Okay. Bailey is a West Ham player. Brentford dad.
Yeah, there's a few players in there. I would go for Ivan Toney. You know I would. I don't need strikers. Do I just get another strikers? I'm playing three up front.
That's why I'm so shocked for the strikers that you already were committing to. Because I was thinking in my head, I thought you would have gone for somebody like Ivan Toney. And then when we see Ollie Watkins, I thought, there's another one that he could have gone for.
Oh, I do like Ivan Toney, don't I? Oh, he's suspended, though, isn't he?
Yeah, we can remove the suspensions, obviously.
Right.
We can do that, remove all bans. But it's who you're going to go for.
You can't win a game without scoring goals. Ivan Toney.
Sorry, you can't remove his suspension. He's suspended till Christmas. Okay, £50 million for Ivan Toney should easily be accepted.
Oh, no.
No!
Well, is that someone telling me I shouldn't be buying another striker then? Right, Norgard.
Norgard it is. Okay, Christian Norgard. Did they accept that?
Oh, no. I'm in trouble now.
Isn't West Ham and Brentford fairly close to each other?
Yeah, they are, aren't they? I've got the problem there, haven't I?
Who'd you go for? I mean, you're looking for centre mids there.
Matthias Jensen, I think, is the next obvious one for me, I think.
Okay. Do they accept 50 million? They do. Oh, that's a tough one. That's the Villa one from me, that one.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Fourth choice.
Brentford for Wolves. I need a backup striker. So do they accept £50 million for me? No. Alright, that's annoying. Visa isn't quite as good as what I'd like, to be honest. So I'm going to try and go for Christopher Ayer, who's centre mid and centre back. 50 million. They accept that, thankfully. Now, Brian is the last pick. You might all laugh at the pick that I'm going to go for, but I do need another striker. Matoma was an option I thought in my head. I'm going to go for him at some point. I knew he was just below 50, but he doesn't play up front. But Danny Welbeck does. So I'm going to go for Danny Welbeck as my final pick for my Wolves side. Dad, the final pick from Brian.
It was going to be between a couple of players, but I'm going to go. I need a player that I can play in a lot of positions. He's an old player, but I only need him for one season. James Milner.
Okay, James Milner.
Good squad player, I think.
Accept them for 50 million. They do. All right, that is the final pick to your West Ham side. Let's pick our tactics and then look at the lineups. Okay, so tactically, I'm going with a 4-2-2-2 formation. Now, I was toying with the fact of possibly playing with a player down here because then Alvarez also fits in as well. So I think I might actually do that, to be fair. I've got some good players who can fit the roles quite well. So I think putting a ball-winning midfielder in there on support will work quite nicely with Alvarez being able to chop and change too. So it looks like this. Quite simple. If I did best 11, it sometimes chucks in Danny Welbeck, which is questionable. But that's the lineup that I'm going with. Yeah. Dad, you look like this.
Yeah, I do, yeah. I mean, I changed it. I was going to go for it up front, but it depends on what players you've got in the squad, really, doesn't it? So this is what I feel is my best. My midfield, I think, is very good. I've got a very good defensive midfielder there. Ward-Prowse can be dangerous wherever he is, and he's going into that sort of space on the left-hand side there. Then the two forwards, I think, are really good.
Yeah.
So, and I've got Bailey supplying them. So I'm hoping that's going to be good. I'm just hoping my defence is good enough. I've got a good enough keeper.
I'm surprised that Chalobah goes right back, really, instead of obviously Max Aarons. But hey, there we go.
If he can play there, he can play there.
Yeah, right.
Little Brucey bonus for me.
Let's simulate this season then and see who comes out on top. Well, I am shocked to see. Do you know the title race?
That's really good. I mean, I'm surprised with both teams, really. You know, but to come second, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done.
Only 4 points behind Manchester City.
Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, 7th place is still good for yourself.
I'm just
as well.
a bit for the 7th place. You know, I didn't think one of us would get in the top 5. To be honest with you.
But there we go. All right. What about other competition? No, actually, what we didn't think about was you had European football, whereas I didn't.
Did I?
Because you had obviously the Europa League qualification. So how did you do in that competition as well as the others? Oh! So you actually were eliminated from Europa League, finishing second in the group. Lask finished above you, which is poor. But you went all the way to the final of the Europa Conference League. Of course, the competition West Ham won in real life.
Oh, you're having a lack. So you even stopped me from winning that?
Of course. My favourite German team, in case you didn't know. Semi-final, you knocked out Aston Villa.
Wow, that's
so,
good.
So, yeah, that ain't bad at all. Midtjylland in the quarter-final. Round of 16 was Servette. Knockout player from which you did go into is Adana from Turkey. I also seen there, Dad, you were knocked out in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup.
I nearly made 2 finals.
Yeah. So not bad. Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Awonyu with both 12 goals for you.
Yeah.
Which was your top scorers. What about me? 4th round and 3rd round. So the Cups I didn't do very well.
No.
Although I come up against 2 of the best teams.
Liverpool, Man City. That was a bit of bad luck, really.
2 teams around me.
Yeah.
Not bad. Beto, 22 goals.
Very good.
Which isn't bad considering he wasn't starting the games at the start of the season. Actually, he only had 22 starts. So you got 22 goals and 22 starts and come off the bench 15 times, which is a very good record, actually, for what he got. But Erling Haaland was the top scorer of the league. Heung-min Son was second, which was the same as Beto. Dominic Solanke actually had 16, but Beto and Sarabia was up by the 2 highest average rating. I'm wondering, so let's have a look. We're on team overview now. So I had the 2nd highest amount of goals. You were 5th.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad at all.
No.
Most shots was me, but you were 3rd. Ooh. I mean, we tend to build quite attacking tactics anyway.
We do, yeah.
Fewer shots against. I had a really good season on this. Possession, you were 7th in possession, which is quite rare to see, actually, with the way that we play. I was down in 10th. Most tackles, usually we are up there, but I guess not on this time. 9th and 10th, where we started off. Most dribbles, 4th there with Wolves. Most clean sheets, I was 4th.
That's very good.
Where you were down in joint 13th. Quite low down.
Yeah.
If you was conceded, I was also joint 4th as well. Whereas you were 10th with your goals conceded. You conceded 52 goals to my 35. So I mean, I think we both overachieved with these clubs.
I'm chuffed a bit to getting the 7th, really. So, but yeah, you must be over the moon with that.
Yeah, second place. So Beto was the highest scorer. Dominic Solanke was second. Welbeck was third. I was hoping Welbeck would obviously drop down. He ended up starting more games than Beto, which is obviously not what I wanted to happen. But they still did really well, to be honest. So not bad at all. Let's have a look at your West Ham team. 24 goals from Calvert-Lewin, 19 from Awoniyi, and 14 and 17 from Leon Bailey.
Pleased with that. Because he was like a player I wasn't sure about.
Yeah, because you changed the tactic for him.
Because I bought him, I changed the tactic,
Yeah.
So that worked out quite well for me in the end then.
Yeah, absolutely. 15 assists from James Ward-Prowse, the player that you started off with, but 16 from Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
That was probably one of your best buys, I think.
Yeah, definitely,
the left back there.
Yeah.
But there we go.
What? I tell you what, just looking at that, James Milner played 51 games.
God, yeah, he played every single game, pretty much.
Good squad player,
Yeah, I mean, Ramsdale played 59, so that's probably the amount that you played all season, because Karius didn't play a single game. So James Milner, at age 38,
is a surprise.
And it's the season that he's retiring, played 51, which was the third highest in your team. I mean, Luke Shaw getting 54 with 2 off the bench is remarkable considering his injury record.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But still. All right, well, there we go. Hope you enjoyed this little challenge that we did. If you want to see more, then pop some ideas down in the comments section, and we might do some more of these one-off challenges.
Yeah, it's quite good, isn't it?
But why not check out this video, because I opened a mystery box, and it ended up turning what I thought was going to be a 10-year rebuild into a Build a Nation save. Go and watch it, enjoy.